If you're just starting your gouache journey and aren't really sure whether to stick with a budget gouache or to invest in a more expensive designer's gouache, then you're in the right place. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Shivani and I'm an artist and designer. I mostly work with watercolor and gouache, so if you're really interested in those media, I'd definitely recommend checking out my channel and subscribing. Today, I'll be breaking down all the differences between expensive and budget gouache so that you can make the right choice for your art style. I'll be testing out two brands of budget gouache. One is going to be Reeves and the other is going to be Winsor & Newton's student range. And I'll be comparing them against Winsor & Newton's designer gouache, which is known to be one of the most popular choices of artists. I'm based in India, where Winsor & Newton designer gouache is definitely one of the more expensive brands available, but I have heard that it is priced a little bit more reasonably in a few other countries. The prices that I'm going to be mentioning today are pertaining to what is available in India. So as I mentioned, we're going to be testing out two brands of budget gouache and one brand of designer's gouache. The first brand is Reeves. Reeves comes neatly packaged in a paper box. It's a set of 12 paints. The paints come in these plastic tubes. The price of this set in India is about 495 rupees. So that comes to about 41.25 per tube. That would be about $half in USD. The colors do look pretty interesting, so I'm excited to try that out. The next set we'll look at is the Winsor & Newton student range. This one, I've not seen it available in many places, but it was locally available here, so I was interested to see how they perform. It comes with a set of 10 colors, and the price point is at 1915 Indian rupees, so that's about 191.5 per tube, and that comes to about $2.56 US. These come in metal tubes as opposed to the plastic Reeves tubes. The final set is the Winsor & Newton designer's gouache. I bought these a long time ago, so I don't have the packaging, but it's pretty similar in a paper box with a tray that you pull out. The primary set comes with these 6 colors, and the price point is 3435 Indian rupees for the set. So that's pretty steeply priced compared to the others. It's about 572.5 per tube, which is 7.65 in US dollars. I would like to point out though that I've been using these paints for over 2 years now, and I still have so much remaining in my tubes. For the demonstration today, I'm going to be using Canson Montoile paper, which is a simple watercolor paper, cellulose based and 300 GSM. Because we won't be using too much of water, we don't need a 100% cotton paper. I've already got a sheet ready, and this is where we'll be swatching out the different colors of each set and trying out a few different tests. Let's start with Reeves. So I'm just taking each color in the set. I won't be swatching out the whites. We will use the whites at a later stage in this video, but I'm not swatching them out because they won't be too visible anyway. So I started off with the lemon yellow, and then I'm progressing with all the other colors in the set. What I'm noticing already is that there's a lot of binder coming out from the colors in the tube, and that's usually the difference between lesser expensive and more expensive gouache. The lesser expensive ones use a lot more binder, so the binder to pigment ratio is what leads to the huge difference in the prices. When we come to the Winsor & Newton ones, you'll find that it does use a lot less binder in comparison, and it could also be that lesser expensive brands are using lesser expensive binders, whereas the more expensive brands use gum arabic, which is the same binder used in good quality watercolors. So you'll already see that some of the colors are starting to appear a little bit streaky. So one thing I noticed is that this set didn't come with the pure primaries, that is primary red, primary yellow and primary blue. It instead came with colors called lemon yellow, brilliant red and blue lake. The yellow ochre really did have a lot of binder coming out of the tube. You can see it there on my palette. And then we have a burnt sienna and we have a black. Okay, so all our colors are swatched out. I actually do like how the pigments are looking. It's pretty impressive. I think my verdict with this set would be that it definitely does look streaky and it feels a little bit chalky to the touch. There is a little bit of a powdery residue that's happening, but at its price point I would definitely say that this looks pretty good. I like the ultramarine. Some of the colors are not even that streaky, so that's pretty impressive. Now let's start off with the Winsor & Newton Student Gouache. And I actually haven't found this set available in too many places, but I did find it at Hindustan Trading Company in Chennai, and in fact they sponsored some of the materials that I used in this video, including both of these sets of paints. You should definitely check them out. They've got everything you would need for your art and craft journey. So I'm just swatching these colors out, and this set does come with a primary yellow, primary red and a primary blue. You will notice that even here there is some streakiness happening. It's pretty evident in some of the colors like the ultramarine and the medium yellow. Another point to note when you're working with gouache is that opacity is not the best or only judge of how good a gouache is. Even when you do buy expensive gouache, you will notice that some of the colors are not as opaque as other colors. That's just to do with the pigments that are in them, and each one has a different permanence and a different light fastness, and in expensive gouache you will find all of those details on the tube. So I've swatched this out. Again, pretty happy with how the pigments are looking. It has some streakiness, but it's drying up a little bit smoother than I expected, so that's good. There's a good range of colors offered. I like that it has a primary blue because I like to mix up my colors and work with primaries. And compared to the Reeves gouache, it's not as powdery to touch. It does feel matte, but there isn't like a powdery texture on the top. Now I'm ending with the swatching of the Winsor & Newton Designer Gouache. I've been using these tubes, like I said, for 2 years now, so they're a little bit dry, so I am having to water them down a little bit just to get them to what would actually be the consistency when you take it straight out of the tube. I immediately feel a difference in the smoothness with which these colors are spreading on my paper. I'm not sure if that's very visible in the video, but they just glide off my brush very easily. So that's all of our colors swatched, and I think overall pretty happy, but obviously I am noticing a huge difference with the Winsor & Newton Designer Gouache. They've dried up so smoothly, and the black definitely looks a lot deeper. The Reeves black is a little more grey than the other two. The next activity we're going to do is to mix up secondary colors for each of these sets. So for each of them we'll be taking blue, red and yellow and mixing up the 3 secondary colors. With Reeves we don't have primary colors, so I'll be using lemon yellow, brilliant red and blue lake. I noticed that I wasn't able to get a very orangey color. It's still looking quite red, and the same thing happened with the Winsor & Newton Student Gouache as well. The orange was looking a lot more red than orange. I think that has to do with the pigments in the yellow. It doesn't seem to be strong enough. The purple with the Winsor & Newton Student set is looking a lot less muddy. I really wasn't happy with the purple that I got with the Reeves set. It looks very muddy and dirty, and it's just not something I would enjoy using. And of course the Designer's Gouache, I'm able to achieve a much better orange. The colors are again very smooth to apply, and the purple is where you can see a huge difference. It just looks like a lot more brilliant purple color. It doesn't look muddy at all. So now that we're done with all of those, we're going to try some color mixing, and I'll do the same illustration using similar colors from each set to see how each of them performs. The colors I'll be using for Reeves are the white, lemon yellow, black and emerald green. I'll be using a Princeton round brush size 4 for this activity because I really like the fine tip that this brush gives me, because I like doing a lot of fine details in my artwork. One color I really like to mix up when I'm working with gouache is an earthy green using yellow. I usually use primary yellow mixed with black, so that gives you a really nice earthy green, and you can add in some white to lighten it up. So I'm going to be doing that same color with each of these sets. I'm turning my paper around because I just find it easier to drag my brush towards me rather than away. I'm finding this paint really heavy on my brush and pretty gluggy. I'm really finding it difficult to work with. I usually am able to glide my brush pretty smoothly onto the paper, but with this paint I'm just struggling a little bit. I'm having to water it down, dip my brush in multiple times because I'm not able to spread the paint on the paper easily. I'm also not able to bring my brush to that fine tip that I like working with because the paint is just very sticky and gluggy on the brush. I'm finding this pretty challenging to work with. I'm now just mixing the black into the emerald green to get a different shade of deep green, and I'll be using that for the stems. And here again I need my brush to be coming to a very fine tip for me to achieve what I'm trying to, but I'm having to go over it multiple times to get the result I'm aiming for. So I've completed the one with Reeves. Now I'm going to start doing it with the Winsor & Newton student set. For this I'll be using opaque white, primary yellow, black and green. I think middle green is what it's called. So now I'll start off by mixing up the same green we did earlier, black with primary yellow this time, and adding some white into that. Again, I am finding it a little bit difficult to bring my brush to a fine tip and difficult to move my brush easily on the paper. When paints have a large quantity of binder, this is often what you will struggle with because the binder does make the paint quite sticky, and that's why we end up struggling with painting smoothly with it. So once I'm done with the leaves, I'm mixing up the green with black to get the deeper green for the stems. I notice the same things with this paint as well. It's a little bit difficult to glide. I have to add a little bit more water to it, and I have to go over it multiple times to achieve what I'm trying to, and I am finding it challenging to bring my brush to a fine tip. I'm now going to start my final illustration using Winsor & Newton Designer's Gouache. So here again I'll be using primary yellow, permanent white, black and permanent green, mixing up the same colors once again. I'd like you to notice here what a big difference just adding a tiny bit of white made. I don't know if you're able to notice in the video, but I'm just able to glide my brush so much more freely, and I'm having to dip back into my paint much less often. Just by putting a little bit of paint onto my brush, it's going a long way. I'm able to be quick with it. I'm able to bring my brush to that fine tip I was talking about, and I'm able to just work with it very easily. You'll see this when I'm doing the stems as well. I'm now mixing the permanent green with black, and again the first thing you'll notice is I don't have to keep dipping my brush back into the paint. I just put paint on my brush once and I covered so many of my stems with that. It's just so smooth to work with. I cannot even describe that to you. I think only when you experience these paints for yourself, you will be able to clearly understand the difference. So that's that. We have all three illustrations ready. You can notice the difference in the colors as well as how they work with each other, the color mixing and everything. So my verdict at the end of this is that I definitely think that Reeves and the Winsor & Newton Student Gouache both had very interesting pigments. I did like the colors. The challenges came in when we started color mixing and when we started actually trying to create a piece of artwork with them. Now, if I had to compare the two of them and make a judgment, I would say that if you compare the price points, Reeves is about 41 rupees for a tube and the Winsor & Newton Student Gouache is 191 rupees a tube. That's a pretty large difference, but I didn't find that much of a difference while working with them to justify that price gap. So if you're starting off as a beginner and you just want to try the medium, get a feel for it before you decide to explore something more expensive, try out one of the beginner brands. Between these two, I would definitely give Reeves my vote. It performed pretty much the same as the Winsor & Newton student range, so I can't really justify that huge price gap. One thing I will mention though is that if you're using beginner gouache, don't get discouraged, because sometimes you might find it challenging to work with, like I demonstrated with the illustrations, but that could just be because of the paints themselves and really nothing to do with you as an artist. So don't give up on gouache just because of that. You will definitely notice a difference when you shift to a brand that's more expensive. So I'd once again like to give a shout out to Hindustan Trading Company as well. They're located in Chennai and they ship pan India. They have everything you need to get started on your journey with gouache or with any other art medium. And they have a lot of different options available for beginners gouache as well. I hope all of this information was really helpful and you'll be able to take the right decision for yourself. I have lots more content coming out in the weeks to come, so make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay updated. If you have any questions or feedback, I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below. You can connect with me on Instagram as well. All the links are in the description, including links to some of the materials that I use in case you're interested in purchasing any of them. I'm also leaving links to my Etsy store where you'll find some of my best artwork available as digital downloads. So take care. Stay creative, keep painting, and I will see you next time.